up? Welcome back to my channel, everybody, and I'm here to bring you recaps of Big Brother. I know I'm late in the game as far as, making commentary and recaps, but I took a poll recently and I got enough yeses, so now I'm here to bring you those recaps. And your first one is right now. So basically, it's day 31 in the Big Brother house, and the two nominees that are up for eviction are Kaitlyn and Haley. Sam, who is the head of household, gave a reason basically saying that, you know, the two nominees weren't respecting the other house guests and especially not respecting themselves, which is not female empowerment. What? What you're doing is not that. You're basically doing the opposite by putting two females up in the house and you're making your numbers go lower. Like, does that make any what? Sam tells us about her power up, which we already knew. I mean, we voted for you to get it, so again. About the power app basically tells us that, anybody who's evicted will basically have a chance to get back in the house. Kaitlyn was busy crying, like legit Niagara Falls was coming down her face. And, she's talking about how what Sam said to her and Haley were just out of line and that definitely was a personal attack. And she was saying how she's going to win the veto and she's not the type of person to give up. And Kaitlyn, those banshee screeches you were sending out to the viewers, you see this? You see this? I need these. Haley's obviously hurt by what Sam said also, but she isn't going that extreme like how Kaitlyn's doing. And Fessy, who is very close with Kaitlyn and Haley, is again worrying because those are his two closest allies in the house, and who would want to lose their two closest allies? Not I. Not I, said the cat. Rockstar is definitely not happy with the outcome of the two nominations. She feels as though what Sam is doing is not female empowerment, and she thinks that Brett should be up on the block instead of one of them because he has been causing controversy, especially with her. If you don't remember, I'll refresh in your memory. Last week during Winston's eviction, before he left, Brett did say, which he lied, he said that Rockstar was the one who flipped the votes during the voting session, which therefore got her angry, and she was sitting there banging pots and pans, and I thought this was Bad Girls Club. I was like, where'd they do that? So in the same scene, Sam tells both Kaitlyn and Haley that they both have a chance to save themselves in the veto competition. And Kaitlyn responds by saying, that's fair, but with all due respect, I do respect myself. And she goes and starts apologizing to all the house guests, talking about, I'm sorry for this, that, and the third. And, Sam's like, what are you doing? And Kaitlyn responds, and she's just like, I'm apologizing. And Sam goes, it's better to show your actions rather than just say it. Actions speak louder than words. And, Kaitlyn's like, oh, well, is it bad to say sorry? And Sam goes, you're still talking. Why are you talking? And basically shuts her down and just tells her to put that energy into the competition. I agree with Sam in this instance. Why are you sitting here and putting all that energy out? No one cares about your apology. At this point, no one cares about you. So you should sit there and just try to think of strategic ways to stay in the house instead of sitting here being a baby and throwing a fit. And that clap back, I wasn't ready. What? I was like, yes, I hate Kaitlyn. I would be a person to smile while saying I hate somebody. So in the next scene, Tyler and Sam are in the HOH room, and Sam tells Tyler that basically if she wins the veto, she's going to keep nominations the same. I would think you keep it the same, you put them up. And basically, once the nominations are locked, she would therefore tell the whole house about her power app, which was, basically if someone's evicted, they have a chance to come back in the game. And with this strategy, she was trying to basically say that once that person is evicted and they know that Sam is the one or the reason that they're coming back in the house, they're actually going to be grateful and be on good terms with her rather than be on bad terms and gunning for her. If I came back in that game, my foot will be on your neck from 0 to 100. You are not gonna kick me out and expect me to be on good terms with you. You are against me. I'm trying to get that money. You ain't talking money. I don't wanna talk. You know, you never heard of that? Sam also tells Tyler that if one of the nominees were to come down off the block, she would put up Rockstar because of the fact that she has been very controversial in starting things with everybody. Not everybody, but just being obnoxious in general. You know, the least amount of blood on her hands. My hands made a weird sound. What? I'm just gonna bring this up, but in this next scene with Brett, Caitlyn, Haley, and Tyler, we find out, or I found out, that Caitlyn had a boyfriend. I would have thought she was some widow, some single chick, single's a Pringle. I was like, you have a boyfriend? Because all the scandals on the live feeds that you are in, and the fact that your boyfriend broke up with you on Twitter and threw out all your stuff. So in the next scene, Sam and Caitlyn are in the HOH room, and you know, Caitlyn is telling Sam it wasn't the move that hurt her, but it was the reason behind the move. And Sam goes, but aren't you close with Tyler and Fessy? And Caitlyn goes, yeah, but still. And she was saying how she should have put in a guy and a girl because Caitlyn said she's a quote unquote girl's girl and all that hoopla. And basically, Caitlyn tells Sam that it hurt coming from her. And Sam goes, but why particularly me? Why does it hurt coming from me? And Caitlyn says that not particularly her, but just going from one girl to the next. And Sam goes, basically, I think our definitions of female empowerment are different because what you're thinking, what I'm thinking are very different. And I agree with that. I think so too. Sam further explains that, you know, she's not really using her looks or, you know, all up on everybody, you know, to get ahead in the game. She's actually competing and she's putting in the effort, which Caitlyn is also, I think Caitlyn won a HOH. Yeah, she won a HOH, so, but she just has that bonus. So I think it's not fair that she's attacking her for this. But again, I hate Caitlyn. So now moving on, we have Sam and Fessy in the HOH room, and Fessy is telling Sam that, you know, any move that each of them make will definitely be hurting another person in the house because we're at that point in the game. And, you know, then the energy changes to where Sam's like, oh, you shouldn't worry, Fessy, you're fine. And honestly, even though we don't talk, I adore you, and I think you're a great person, and rah, rah, rah. And I didn't know where I was coming from, and they were like hugging on each other, and I was just confused because I never see them together. They never talk. You never see them do anything. Or maybe only in a group setting, but I was just confused at the situation, and it was kind of, you know, Sam being a hypocrite in a sense because you said you don't like when, you know, females do that, but you're the one doing the same exact thing they're doing. I know it's innocent, but it looks crazy. I don't know why, but in confessional, Fessy called Sam a bad bee, and I didn't know what to feel about that because I don't think that term or those two terms fit Sam, you know? And he basically says, which I was already thinking, he basically wants to reach Sam's soft spot in order for him not to be a replacement nominee going on the block. He wants to secure his safety because, you know, at the same time, it's about yourself first before anybody else in this house. So in the next scene, Caitlyn and Fessy are in the room and they're talking, and Fessy tells Caitlyn that if she gets house choice, she should pick him for the veto competition. And Caitlyn's kind of hesitant to do that because, you know, she knows that he's close with Haley also, and she thinks that maybe he would give it to her instead of Caitlyn. If I were Caitlyn, if I was Caitlyn, oh, grammar doesn't really matter. Grammar doesn't matter at this point. But if I was Caitlyn, I would be worried because you were the one who backdoored one of his closest alliance members, which with Swaggy C. C not for Chris. I'm the only Chris. um, and I would be worried if I were you, because you can't trust anybody in this house. And Fessy is just saying, I don't want you to go home, and I don't want to play this game alone. Where's your balls, man? Where is it? Because you can do this by yourself. I don't understand. You came in out the womb by yourself. And, Caitlyn is afraid that he might purposely, throw the competition in order to not be between a rock and a hard place. And I get if he had done that, but, he definitely wants to play in the veto competition. In the next scene, Fessy and Haley are talking, and he tells Haley the same thing he told Caitlyn that I told you previously. And she's saying how she doesn't want him to be in that position where he has to choose between her or Caitlyn. And, he basically said that, Haley's his number one, because you previously just said that Caitlyn's your number one. And Haley told him that. Are you dumb, Fessy? Because she isn't. So Fessy goes on to say that that was before he had feelings for her, and that, these things are growing, that he cares for her more than Caitlyn. And he said he would be really hurt if Haley didn't choose him if she had gotten house guest choice. So you know what she did? She said she would choose him. No brainer. So now it's time to pick the players for the veto competition. So Sam chooses JC because she had gotten house guest choice. Caitlyn picked Rockstar's name out the box, and Haley got house guest choice, and you guys know who she chose? She chose Fessy, which definitely made Caitlyn very nervous and definitely questioned whether Fessy would choose her, which is Caitlyn, to come off the block. So the Big Brother doorbell rings, and guess who comes out? Rachel. Rachel is a BB12 contestant and the winner of BB13. And, everyone's freaking out, rah, rah, rah. And everyone's saying, oh, I love you, this, and that. All these fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my... And she says that, everyone should get ready for the veto competition. And then, Caitlyn and Fessy are talking, and, Caitlyn's trying to ensure that Fessy would pick her if he had won the veto competition. And, she's like, oh, are you going to do it? And he goes, yeah. And she goes, because I could throw it to you and you keep both of us safe, or I can win it myself and keep myself safe. I was like, why not win the competition for yourself so you ensure your safety? Why are you putting the safety of yourself in other people's hands? Trust nobody. What's wrong with you, man? So basically Fessy goes to Haley and tells Haley what just happened between him and Caitlyn. And, he just kind of wanted to cover his butt, because, what if Caitlyn went to Haley and told her that he was going to save Caitlyn? It would cause a big mess, so Fessy wanted to prevent that from happening. So everyone comes into the, I think it's the backyard for the veto competition, and, Rockstar sees the paddle in the hand, and she's like, oh, I think I like this competition. I'm like, why? I mean, I get it, but not from you. Ugh. So Rachel goes on to explain the competition. So the competition is called Chop, Bonk, Spank. And basically there's this machine that's called the Chop, Bonk, Spank machine. And it's going to deliver a series of actions. And after, Rachel would then ask them a question about what just happened to them. And there's 7 rounds, and the person who has the most points out of the 7 rounds wins the veto competition. It's funny because during the competition, because JC is shorter, the chop kept hitting his balls, and he kept hurting, and that was the funniest thing ever. I was like, that would not happen to me, because my 6'3" self would not deal with that. So Fessy wins the competition, but Kaitlyn threw the last question, which if she had won the question, it would have definitely made a tie possibly if Fessy got the question wrong. But instead, she decided to, put her fate into his hands. Wow. I'm just slowly hating her more and more and more. So obviously, both Haley and Kaitlyn are happy because, he promised both of them that he would take one of them off the block. Kaitlyn is ecstatic, she's all happy saying, oh, now they're both safe in the, they're gonna be the final two in the competition and just having a ball with this. Ha 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 ha. Kaitlyn goes on to say, when Fessy takes her off the block and someone else is put up, Haley definitely will have the votes to stay in the game. But as she's saying this, Fessy looks so guilty. It was dead. I was dead. I was like, you're such a bad actor. You will not win a daytime Emmy, a nighttime Emmy, the whole Emmys. You can't win an Oscar. So Fessy asks Kaitlyn, so you think that if you were not taken down and someone was put next to you, you wouldn't come back? And she goes, no, I've been telling you this for the longest time. I'm a target, and the fact that I will be up there gives them a chance to send me home. So Kaitlyn kind of processes this and is like, wait, don't tell me you actually promised her that you would keep her if you won. And Fessy looks guilty. He did the crime, send him life sentence out the house because he was horrible at lying. And she starts freaking out and she says, look me in my eyes and tell me that you did not promise her. And he said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she's just bawling her eyes out and says, I thought you were my number one, and I thought I was your number one, and you wouldn't do this to me. And he's just freaking out as to what he's gonna do, and she's freaking out because she thinks that he won't use it on her. So Fessy has a fit and is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but he calls Kaitlyn Haley, and Kaitlyn. I said, what the? I said, at least if you have this love triangle, why are you mixing up the names? Why are you mixing up the names? And she just balls even more because I would hate if someone else didn't call me my name. You understand? Like, I was dead. In the next scene, Tyler goes up to the HOH room where Sam is at, and he asks her, like, if someone had to come down, who would you take down? And Sam didn't want to budge and tell anybody who she would put up, but she did allow him to say who he would put up, and he said he would put up Rockstar because it would, be like the least amount of blood on her hands. And she didn't say anything. She said, okay. So it's now the veto meeting, and Fessy takes down Haley, and she's now off the block. But as Sam, I was ready for Sam to put a Rockstar on the block. And she almost put up JC. JC nearly had a heart attack, almost cried. And I was like, oh shoot. But she actually did put a Rockstar on the block. So now the two nominations are Kaitlyn and Rockstar. This is when Sam goes and tells the house guests that they have the power app, or she has the power app, and basically one of them, whoever is evicted, would have a chance of coming back in the game. With that being said, Rockstar is crying. Rockstar is like, this isn't female empowerment. You put yet another female on the block. What are you doing? And I was like, she doesn't want to have any blood on her hands. It is what it is. Thank you for watching my recap and commentary on this show. Please like, subscribe, and you can click the bell notification if you want to know when I'm posting. And I hope you all have a great day.